Today on Math Sparks, topic is changing the subject of a formula. This is a topic of algebra. Let's start with the past paper question of the year 2024. A is equal to 5b plus 2x over x minus 3. We are asked to make x as the subject. Okay, we have to arrange it in these terms that x comes on one side of the equal to and rest of the variables on the other side. X minus 3 was dividing, so now it's multiplying. Let's open up the bracket. Ax minus 3a is equal to 5b plus 2x. Let's rearrange in that way that the terms having x, I'm keep bringing them, arranging them on my left of the equal to, and the terms without x on the right side of the equal to. Now taking x common, we're left with a minus 2, 3. X is equal to 5b plus 3a over a minus 2. So here we end up with making x as the subject. Now the same question, there are different ways to ask the question. The question may also come that express x in terms of a and b. This statement, this question means exactly the same thing as make x as the subject of the formula. Here we have another example. V is equal to 1 over 3 pi r square h. In order to arrange it and make r as our subject, the 3 is dividing. So here 3 goes and multiply with v. It becomes 3v equal to pi r square h. Then removing pi and h, it goes and divide, and then taking the square root to remove the square from r. And this is eventually our answer. R is equal to root 3v over pi h. Another example here, y is equal to p plus root r over x. Now to make x as the subject, the very first thing is this: we take our p on the on the left side. So here we get this first stepping. Then in order to remove square root, we take square on both sides. Next, y minus p whole square multiplied by x, and then eventually y minus p whole square divides by r to give our ultimate answer as x as our subject. Here is another example here. Rearrange the formula to make P the subject. Now, in these kind of questions, there is one very common mistake which students do. They directly multiply this 2 with M like this, but this is totally incorrect. This 2 cannot go and multiply with M because this is the only denominator of P. It is not the denominator of N. So here the first step should be that N should go and subtract. Now look, p over 2 is the denominator with 2. Now this 2 can go and multiply with this. So this is a very important thing. And generally students multiply and eventually get the wrong answer. So this must be clear in students' mind. Another example here, rearranging the formula to make V the subject. Now over here, check out 5 is the denominator of the full fraction, that is 3v over t upon 5. So here multiplying with e, 5e is correct over here. So 5e is equal to 3v plus t. Then the t goes on the left, giving it minus t. Then in the next step, we are dividing it by 3. And eventually, we get our answer and making v as the subject, or in other terms, we can say we have arranged express v in terms of e and t. Now here comes another a little more complex arrangements. It is quite much similar to the first past paper question which I've explained. Here we have to make x subject. So the very first thing, 3t plus x multiply with y. Then afterwards we have opened the bracket. After opening up the bracket, we have done the arrangements. After arrangement, we have factorized. In case of factorize, we have done a common x. And then after taking x common, eventually we get this answer as a x subject. Okay, here we have s is equal to ut plus half gt square. We are supposed to make u as the subject. So we can rearrange it in this question form, or we can just directly do it. Here we have done rearrangements. Ut plus half gt square on the left and s on the right, and then minus half gt square, and then t is dividing. Now this t is dividing with s also, and minus half gt square. So what we have done over here, we can do it in this way, that we take s over t minus gt square over t, and then this t can cancel with t, and if we get this answer as u is equal to s over t minus half gt. This is also the correct answer. Let's see what they have done in the example. They have actually multiplied here. Remove half by multiplying top and bottom by 2. In this case, they have cancelled the half, and they get the 2s minus gt, and they get 2s minus gt square. This u is equal to 2s minus gt square over 2t. Okay, so both of these answers are correct. Okay, next comes make x as the subject of the formula. Again, a complex one. Now again here we have the two axes multiplying out, opening up a bracket, we eventually get as cx plus cz. Then doing the arrangement, terms having x we have kept on our left, and the terms without x on the right. Then over here we have taken x common, and then making x subject. Okay, making as subject of the formula. Now here this is a root. To remove square root, to remove square root, we take square on both sides. So that is how once we take square on both sides, t square, and then root 3 over s plus 2. Here comes the square. This square cancels by this, and then this becomes st square equal to 3 over s plus 2. S plus 2 goes on the left and multiplied. Then here we have opened up our bracket. After opening up the bracket, making, as we need to make s subject, so s on my left side, t square on the right, and then 3 minus 2t square over t square. And this is eventually our answer. Now, here are some practice questions for the topic. Thanks. Best of luck.